Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. Today, we are going to start with new Unit 8, Biology in Human Welfares. In that, Chapter 8 we are going to start, that is Human Health and Disease. So, health word is an important word in every living organism's life. If we talk humans, health plays a very great role. The healthy life we talk many times. So, we will define health, but before that, it is a very main topic to keep healthy, the body to keep healthy. So, for healthy well being, your diet should be very good, your physical state would be very good. So, there are so many criterias which keep the person healthy. Even in ancient time, in India as well as other countries also, they were involved in keeping the life in a healthy situation or healthy state. Later on, many of the instruments were also discovered, like a simple thermometer. We can find the temperature. Temperature is actually not a disease, but it is one of the symptom. So there are so many things which are regarding health, and even students, you have learned this chapter in your early standard. So you might be knowing about some of the features regarding this topic. Nowadays, in later years, biology stated that the mind influences through its nervous system as well as endocrine system and activates the immune system. So immunity word is very common nowadays, and immunity every person has to develop just to fight against the pathogenic organisms. So immune system maintains our health. So directly health is connected to our immune system. This topic is regarding human health, so we will specify human beings. So, health can be affected by three things. They are displayed here. First point is genetic disorder. The deficiencies with which a child is born means it gets from its parents. All the deficiencies, all the defects which the child inherits from parents by birth. So, some typical words now you will learn. So, inherit means coming from parents and carry forward generation after generation. Secondly, certain infections. It also affects the health. Thirdly, the lifestyle, including food, water we take, even some rest, some exercises we give to our bodies, certain habits that we have or we lack it. So, all these things they greatly affect human health. So, now overall, we will make a definition. We can define the health. Actually, health is not a well being, but it is a combination of three things. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. So, this is a complete definition of health. Now, health is not very good. Certain diseases they are developed, and diseases broadly can be grouped into two parts: infectious as well as non infectious diseases. Diseases which are easily transmitted from one person to another by many means. It may be airborne, it may be by food, water, or by any means. They are known as infectious disease. For example, typhoid, pneumonia, common cold, malaria, even AIDS. AIDS we all know the full form of the AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. The detail of AIDS, its symptoms, how it it is infected, how it is cured, and many more things we will learn in this chapter, in the later part of this chapter. So, right now, we only remember that all these diseases, they are infectious, they are transmitted from one person to another. If a healthy person, it comes in contact with infectious person, then it may also get infected. Then another is about non-infectious diseases like cancer. Cancer is the major cause of death, and nowadays cancer is spreading just like a fire in the forest. So cancer, it is not infectious, but it is non-infectious disease. Even drug and alcohol abuse also affect our health adversely. Separately, we will deal with this topic in the same chapter. Now let us discuss about certain common diseases in human beings. Some of the organisms, they are regarding the diseases, they are related to the common diseases like bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoans, even helminths. Helminths are categorized into worms. So we will define this word. This is a new term. So I have highlighted the important terms with a different color. Here we have used blue color. So these terms, they are important to learn. So what do you mean by pathogens? This word is very important for this chapter. So pathogens, such disease causing organisms are known as pathogens. Those organisms which are responsible for causing certain disease. So most of the parasites, they are known as pathogens because they cause and harm to the host by living inside their body or on the surface of their body and harm them. So they are known as pathogens. Certain adaptations has to be followed by pathogens. Pathogens have to adapt their life within the environment of host. Then only they can survive and multiply. For example, pathogens that enter the gut. Here we are talking about alimentary canal. It is also known as gut. It must know a way of surviving in the stomach at very low pH, almost ranging from 1 to 3 pH. It is acidic environment. So the pathogens have to resist against such environment. Even they have to survive against certain digestive enzymes. But they are successful, they live there, and even they multiply there. Now, let us discuss one by one certain disease names, their detail, which are included in our syllabus. Firstly, we talk about typhoid. Typhoid, causative organisms. The causative organism is Salmonella typhi. So all these highlighted terms you are supposed to learn. This is the scientific name of bacterium which causes this disease. It is known as Salmonella typhi. Which part it affects? The body part which it affects, that is small intestine, and it is spread through contaminated food or water. Certain symptoms are clearly observed which can say on any of the doctor, which helps the doctor to identify this disease. The symptoms are sustained fever for a long time, and the temperature remains 39 degree to 40 degree centigrade. So it's a comparatively high temperature. Then weakness is felt, even stomach pain will be there, constipation will be there. Constipation is when the stool that stucks inside the rectum, then it is responsible, it will be responsible for constipation. Then headache and even loss of appetite. Loss of appetite is the person never feels to eat more, or it never becomes hungry. So the hunger that is lost, it is known as loss of appetite. One of the tests, it is helpful for confirm the typhoid. It is known as Widal test. A classic case in medicine, that of Mary Mellon, which was nicknamed Typhoid Mary, and it is responsible. It is just worth mentioning here. So she was a cook by profession and was a typhoid carrier. who continued to spread typhoid for several years through the food which she prepared. So she got the name like this. Another disease name is pneumonia. These disease names are common to you and means you know about them. Even it is common in society. This chapter is actually knowledge based. You have to revise all the things which you have learned earlier. So, causative organism of pneumonia is Streptococcus pneumoniae as well as Haemophilus influenza. So, they are bacterial name. So, these bacteria they cause pneumonia. And which body part it affects? Definitely the respiratory part and especially the alveoli. Here in diagram, you are able to observe. So this part, the pneumonia, the upper diagram, it shows normal alveoli position. These are small air sacs which are known as alveoli. Actually, they are the smallest unit of respiratory system. So this smallest unit where the exchange of gas takes place, the purification of gas takes place, this is known as alveoli. So these sacs, they are affected when the pneumonia is there, and now the affected person shows such type of air sacs. Here you are able to observe the inflammation, that means swelling is there in the cells, and even the fluid filled air sacs, they are present. So this particular area that is filled by certain fluid. So affected area will be alveoli of the lungs. The alveoli get filled with fluid, leading to severe problems in respiration. Then a healthy person acquires the infection by inhaling the droplets. They are known as aerosols released by an infected person, or even by sharing glasses or utensils with an infected person. Nowadays, the coronavirus, it is spreading by the same means. The aerosols will be also responsible for spreading of this virus. The symptoms for pneumonia are fever. Fever is actually common in all the major type of diseases. So fever, then chills, जिसको हम बोलते हैं ठंड लग के बुखार आना, then even cough, headache. In severe cases, when the pneumonia it becomes more severe, it intensify. Then in certain cases, even the lips and fingernails they become gray in color or bluish gray in color, जिसको हम बोलते हैं उंगलियां नीली पड़ जाती हैं. So the change of color is observed. Certain other diseases like dysentery, plague, diphtheria, etc. are other some of the bacterial diseases in man, but they are not given in detail. Only you have to remember their names. Now another disease name is common cold. It is very common, and in one or the other season, when the seasonal changes are there, this disease is very common. That's why the name is given common cold. And the causative organism is virus, and in virus also rhinovirus is responsible for it. The body parts which are affected, they are nose, respiratory passage, but not lungs. This you have to remember. Lungs are not infected, only respiratory passage is affected. Which organs are included in respiratory passage? They are nasal cavity, then even throat, or you can call it pharynx part, larynx part, and even some part of trachea. So not rather, but some upper part of the respiratory passage, they are infected, but not lungs. This you have to specify. Symptoms are nasal congestion, discharge of the liquid or running nose, which we call, then sore throat, the voice changes, hoarseness, जिसको हम बोलते हैं आवाज़ भारी हो जाती है, नाक बंद हो जाता है, या कंटिन्यूअस नाक में से डिस्चार्ज होता रहता है. इवन कफ, हेडेक, टायर्डनेस, जिसको हम बोलते हैं थकान महसूस होती है, हेडेक होता है, विच यूजुअली लास्ट फॉर 3 to 7 days. सो हम बोलते ही हैं कि जनरली हमको जब सर्दी खांसी बुखार होता है तब ऑलमोस्ट 1 वीक हमको ठीक होने में लगता है. सो वही हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं अभी. सो हियर, droplets resulting from cough or sneezes of an infected person are either inhaled directly or transmitted through contaminated objects, even such as pen, book, cup, doorknobs, computer, keyboards, or mouse, etc., and cause infection in a healthy person. Nowadays, the corona is also spreading like this only. We have to be very conscious about all these things. So, same spreading mechanism that is followed. So, today we have discussed some of the few diseases which are very common in the society. We know about them. Next, we will take some more diseases. Today, we end the session here. So, stay safe at home, revise all the topics, complete your classwork, write all the notes just I have mentioned in the PPT. We will meet soon next with a new topic regarding some more diseases which are given in our syllabus. So, till then, bye bye, students.